Alright guys, Ringside Ramblings is back with another interview. This time we're doing an interview with this guy. Has worked, you name it, this guy's probably worked it. He works with some legends of the 90s. He's been a little bit of everything. He's been Russian, he's been mad, he's been a little bit of everything. I got to meet this guy at a Rage Wrestling event where he gave his testimony, and man, one of the best testimonies we've ever seen at Rage Wrestling. I was just in awe of this guy. I'm talking about legendary wrestler Chuck Coates. Welcome to the show, Mr. Coates.
Well, I sure appreciate you having me, and tell everybody up there in the Roanoke Rapids area, I say hello. I'll be back soon, I hope.
Yeah. I was actually talking to Charles, and he said you might be back soon with Rage Wrestling. I'm hoping to see you soon there.
Yeah, he had mentioned we talked a little bit. It's been it'll be 2 years in November, I guess, and I just enjoyed being up that way. I probably come in a little bit, but excuse me. I would look forward to coming back up. I haven't done much or any wrestling in the ring other than maybe I refereed a match last year as a benefit. I did 2 other benefits since I retired in 2006. And I still try to stay in touch with folks. I still try to keep up with my crew that I started with, the ones that are still going. C.W. Anderson and Shane Helms.
Oh yeah.
We stay in touch on a regular basis, and also know the Hardys. They were in our little mega deal started down there in the 90s, and Thomas Simpson and those guys. But we still, family. We all started out in North Carolina, and it was like when somebody signed a big contract, we were all happy. It wasn't just 1 or 2, everybody. We had like a family being able to graduate to the next level. So that's the way we all looked at it. So we stayed in touch and were able to, enjoy their success and just look back and reminisce on the great career I had. I do feel like, in the wrestling business, a lot of people think because you, I guess the word they used to use was job or enhancement talent.
Yeah.
That's what we basically were. Yeah. People think you weren't successful, but that's not true. You see, the way I see it in football, the running back, quarterback get all the credit, but if they don't have a Mike block for them, then they don't get no credit.
Exactly.
Emmitt Smith doesn't get all those many yards without a line. Tom Brady doesn't get all those Super Bowls without a line. And I felt like I was still in the big leagues, but I felt like I was basically paving the way for the names that they were pushing. And so as the enhancement guys, we do our place, we do our role. And that's just something you have to accept when they bring you in TV. We knew it was a business, and we knew that our job was to put over whoever they put with us that night. And like you said in the introduction, I was able to help out on a lot of great stars, even today people are talking about. And it's been a blast.
Yeah, I was just looking online, looking up. There's a website with some of your match listings, and just going over that, and I was like, wow. This guy's worked with some great guys. Talking about the Helms and the Hardys, you're still in touch with them?
Yeah, I talked to Shane. We actually still hang out. We go to a lot of them. He's big collegiate wrestling fan. He was really good in high school at East Wade in Raleigh. And Shane, I met him in 1987 as a kid. He bought a ticket and went to a show that I was on. I wrestled Lasertron that night. And remember him?
That is a name from the past there. Lasertron.
Yeah. And he hung out afterwards. He and Mike Howell were best friends. Mike Maverick got from the ECW. And Shane, we took a liking to him. And he was a little guy, but he also had the heart of a lion. Yeah. And the next thing I know, like he said, he'll tell you today, I can't tell you the numerous amount of people who said you're not big enough. And look what he's done. I mean, what a career.
Yeah.
And, we actually go to a lot of the NC State wrestling matches at Raleigh at Reynolds Coliseum. He appreciates the sport. He appreciates the incredible cardiovascular shape and the determination and the willpower that it takes to do that. And we both agree that those college wrestlers at that level are the best athletes. I put them up against anybody in conditioning. Those guys are like
definitely.
And, we'll go up there. We meet 2 or 3 times a year, and over in Raleigh, and him and his wife Karen, and we'll hang out and watch state. He's a big state fan too, so that helps out. And it's just, you know, I mean, I probably see him more than anybody else. And then Mike had wrestled him a long time. Mike Howell, you may know him as Jack Duck from ECW.
Yes, sir.
Oh, with Jack Duck Brothers, yeah. And we just we try to stay in touch as much as possible on social media. We get spoiled, but we actually try to make it happen when we see each other. And, you know, if we're nearby, meet up for, you know, a cup of coffee or whatever.
Right.
And, I don't see, I see CW at times, CW Anderson. He actually started with us at North Carolina. I remember his first match, Chris Wright, and he, that was in 1988, I believe. And he had another one of the Carolina boys, and he had a great career, still going strong.
Still going strong.
He's still got, I mean, one of the best heels, I think, in the business today, and that includes everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying it because he's a good friend. I'm saying it because I see his work. And I'll be honest, I'll judge the way I see it. If I'm asked, not that you asked me, but C.W. Anderson is I mean, he's looking at you.
Yeah.
And,
well,
you know,
I remember when they bought it.
Him and you mentioned the Hardys. We don't, you know, their schedule, it's hard to keep up with them. We never were as close, you know, as him and Shane and Mike were, those 3, 4. But we all were working together at the time before they signed the big contracts and stuff. So overall, you know, we try to keep up and just encourage each other. And, you know, a lot of times just make time to be there.
Yeah.
There's a show nearby. I mean, you know, we're not getting any younger. And if they're going to be an hour or 2 away, if I've got opportunity, I'm going to try to go see those. And that goes for everybody,
right,
in the independent level or whatever, because, you know, like I said, we're not getting any younger. And a lot of people, I don't know how long they're going to stay in the ring, but I know it's a passion you have to keep on doing it. And who knows, man? I just love the business. I love being able to help younger talent, younger people that come through. I wish I had a facility to train folks. I would just, you know, I just still love it. I've been out of it for 13 years now because of a sickness, but I look back on it and you know, the passion still burns deep inside. That love I had when I was a young boy, and it's just really cool business to be in and really fun. And some of the best times of my life was traveling around the world, being able to get paid to wrestle and entertain and see the world. That was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that is definitely. You know, I've been a diehard wrestling fan since '86, and to be able, you know, with Charles and working with Charles and Ray, to be able to be ringside and doing the camera work at ringside, I was, you know, it's just like sometimes you look at it, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. You know,
yeah.
You know, it's just great, and I can't imagine what it'd be like getting in the ring. You know, But now you say you had a love for it when you were a kid. Did you grow up watching wrestling at a young age?
My mom says blame it on his dad. All but his dad was. He, I'll tell you something. People think I'm crazy. This is a true story. I was about, I'm going to say around age 10. And my daddy, he said, if I got all A's on my report card, it was a big deal because I was struggling that year. And he told me if I got all A's, and I could choose between, this is funny, I look like 10 years old now, going to see wrestling live or going to see Kiss. I chose wrestling.
Now let me tell you this. Now me and you are on the same page here. That would be a tough choice for me because I've been a Kiss fan since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
So and you know that would, you know what? I don't know. That would be tough for me right there. But you know,
I look back at 10 years old. You know, you don't think that. I don't know, if I were mind, I didn't realize that they came to Raleigh once a month. I could have been, you know, just come like once. Yeah. But at the time, you know, it's like, oh man, you need wrestling. Now today, you know, I probably wouldn't take Kiss, but who knows, man, 10-year-old kid, that just tells you how much I loved it.
Yeah, that's right, because I mean, That would be a tough one for me. So what territories were you watching back then? I mean, being from you grew up in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, I am born and raised in Durham. I got me a drink, so hopefully you can hear me better. And
Yep.
people listening, I'm sorry. Like I said, I've had a little bit of a sinus issue going on, and I apologize. I'm trying to
Fine. It's fine.
have a little drink of iced tea and hopefully you can hear me. But anyway, I grew up in Durham, North Carolina, all Durham. Lifelong Wolfpacker, you know. And
Oh yeah. Your post.
we just that's another thing, Dad. He was in the Wolfpack Club, so we got to get a lot of games. I got hooked as a young boy watching some of those great players back in the 70s. But when I started watching it, the first ever wrestler I fell in love with, you remember the Mighty Igor?
Yes, sir. I do.
You remember, at least you remember hearing about him, might before your time. But he came out, he was about 6 years old. And he came out with that puppy. He had that Polish sausage. And I was all in. That was the best thing ever, you know. All my family, hey, we're going to the lake. We're going here. I'm almost like watch wrestling. He picked up, he had 3 stations. He had 3 stations back then in the 70s, and one of them was my wrestling channel. And so Igor, and when the Bulldog Growler was his big the Bulldog Growler was a big heel, and he come out, he hurt Igor, and he tried to hurt his puppy, and I'd cry. And so Daddy wouldn't smart me up. I think he did, but a lot of times back then, even I think the parents were, you say I heard stories about Grandma hitting somebody over the head with a cane, and back then, boy, I tell you, it was something. And so that was the IWA.
Right.
IWA, and then that first match I told you I picked over the Kiss, that was at Norton Arena. First wrestler I ever saw live, and I remember this, remember Bruce Bernard?
Yes, sir. I've heard of. Yes, sir. I've heard.
He's bald-headed. He came out. He was crazy. He walked around. It was like a George Allen Steele of the South, kinda. He was crazy. He walked around circles doing like a chicken. And the Brute came out, and I was scared to death. Then Abdul the Butcher was there. And that was terrifying.
That was terrifying. I knew that was terrifying.
He stared you down. He would stare a hole right through you. And another names I remember, the first line I ever went while he was there, Greg Valentine was there. They wrestled each other. Like Jack Mulligan was there. Johnny Weaver was there. This is NWA. This is really, Jim Crockett, I guess, was just getting going good. I remember that, and then by now I'm really in love with wrestling.
Right.
So from then on, watched it on TV, kept up with it, and then I ended up going to NC State, and then I met Mike at State. He was a student, engineering student. I was in the horticulture science major, and we met at Norton Arena one night. I said, hey man, we got talking, and found out we were both students. The next day we hung out for a bit, and you gonna get tickets next time? Yeah, they come back every month, Tuesday night. So we started going. We didn't miss it. I mean, we buy our tickets in advance. I always had ringside. And he looked at me one day and said, we can do this. I said, well, I've always wanted to do it, but what do you do? And so we did some research. Next thing I know, and I'm not saying this is a smart thing to do for kids in school. We dropped everything, quit college, and went to Nelson Rural School down in Morrisville and got trained. And next thing I know, in 1988, I get the phone call, or Nelson got a phone call. We need more faces. We need different faces up here. Can you send us some new crew guys? And we had just started. We had pretty much trained ourselves because we knew so much about it. It was just like that. Within months, I'm in the ring with Haku and Andre the Giant. And I'm being serious. This is like surreal.
Yeah.
And so I'm up there tagging with Paul Roma. I'm thinking just tagging with him was cool enough. But then, I mean, we'd done a few indie shows here and there. We were doing our thing, but this was big time. You know, you walk out of the curtain, 12,000 people looking at you. And, I mean, it was amazing. Even today, and back then we didn't have cell phones, so I'm looking for a payphone to call my mom to tell her, hey, you didn't believe this. You know, we found out around 3 or 4 o'clock when we wrestled that night. And back then, they taped everything. So she's like, oh, my gosh, don't let him hurt you. You know, all this stuff, mama stuff. But And then that pretty much kicked off my career. And then 20 years later, you know, I had a good run. Then I did. I got a job at WCW. Bobby Fulton, the fantastic. He took a liking to me. And I'll tell you a quick story. You want me to go about that?
Oh yeah, sure. Anything you want to talk about, you go ahead.
I went to an indie show in Havelock, North Carolina. Bobby Fulton was running it, and I was told I was booked by a guy. He said he was a promoter. Now, I don't know anything. Never heard from this guy again, but he said, I got you booked. I don't even remember where I met him. And he knew all about the show. Bobby, so I thought it was legit. We drove from Durham, which was about a 3-hour drive. That night, it was probably late 80s, 89 maybe. I show up in the back door in my bags, like, you know, I probably worked, I don't know, yes, 15 or 20 shows. You know, I was still green as grass. Uh-huh. But like I told you, in college, me and Mike would practice. We go to the wrestling room where the wrestlers practiced, and we would work out. I mean, we actually trained ourselves, but we got to Nelson School. We already had the basics down. So really, we really got a head start on everything because that's just that passion we had. But anyway, Bobby comes in and says, "Who are you?" and pressed me out. He said, "Get out of this locker room." I mean, I just kind of tell him. So I left. I was like, "Oh, no problem, brother." So his brother Jackie comes out. He said, "Hey, brother, what's going on?" Just Bobby's a little high strung. You know, just tell me what's going on. I told him all about this guy that booked me. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy." And he's done that before, and never did find out why he told me I was booked. Anyway,
right.
Lo and behold, don't you know, the Russian that night didn't show. So Bobby finally comes back, and Jackie told me to hang around. Bobby's brother, Jackie Fulton.
Right.
He said, "Where's that kid at?" I was in 1987, 89. I was 22. And he says, "Let me ask you a question. How long have you been wrestling?" I told him, I said, I'm pretty new. Do you think you can have a match where I can come off? We're supposed to have a chain match tonight. I need a Russian. I mean, just like that, brother. And then he gives me the outfit. I put it on. We go out there, packed house. The gym's slapped. So there had to be something there in the high school gym. That's pretty full.
Yeah.
We do the chain match. Ivan drags me around. Boom. Walk and talk. Ivan comes back and says, "Brother, you need to consider using this kid on more shows." Next thing I know, Bobby's calling me Monday. He says, "Call KMH Tights, get you a Russian outfit. You'll be my Russian. Do you want to take it?" I said, "Yes, sir."
Yeah.
Just like that, over a no-show. And Ivan liked me. So there you go. And then that was big-time wrestling, which is still going. It's just Bobby. I think Bobby still runs up in Ohio.
Yeah.
But Bobby took me to WCW, and he introduced me to Jody Hamilton. He was over all the enhancement guys. And Jody used me on and off for 2.5 years, and I was there during the Sting had the blonde hair, and the Black Scorpion was doing that deal with Sting, and the Young Pistols, and the Renegade Warriors, and Van Hammer. Some of that Jim Hurt stuff was going on. And then you had like Steiner Brothers, and you had Johnny B. Bad.
Lex Luger.
And that's when I was very active at WCW. And so I was working, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a month for them, plus doing house shows. So they kept me busy too. And every so often I'd get a call from Tony Gurria, which was the enhancement guy at the time for WWF at the time. He'd bring me up. So I wasn't doing as much for him, but he'd bring us up about once a month. And basically what it was is they would use you, and then there'd be a time when they'd say, "We need new faces."
Right.
So nothing against your work, but unless they would give you a push, they wanted to keep the mix. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to keep it in. That's what happened with Nelson when we first got booked. Vince had just told him we need some new faces for these jobbers. You know? So that's when we came in. It just happened to be perfect timing. Same thing with WCW. They say, take a few months off. People see you too much. And plus, they told us if we ever did try to use you, we don't want them to say, "Hey, why do you get beat up every week?" You know, back then, they try to protect this. And they might stick a hood on you. But if they didn't stick a hood on you, they might call you, whatever, and say, "Hey, go with it." You know, people back then, if they saw that, they would say, "Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What's up?" So it was called kayfabe. You know, people, it was really taking care of you. So In the meantime, I'm doing the PWF stuff with George Stallion. I'm moving on through the 90s, was wide open with a couple different promotions. We got, like I told you earlier, we got to go around the world and entertain the military troops for David Malcolm. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that, about your international tours.
Yeah. Yep. Jackie Balcom, Strawberry Fields, she was in pretty much the leader of that. Her husband owned the company for a few years, and they got a booking through, they hired a guy, Jeff Levy, and he was an agent. He got us hooked up with all that, so we got to tour the world, literally the world. I told my wife, I said, I've been to Hawaii, and I got paid to go. She goes, how do I do that? I said, they booked us in Hawaii. I think, and I mean, it was just amazing what was happening. And, with all that going on, and then you had your independent stuff and then the TV stuff, and I tried to work a full-time job, and I got so busy at one time, I had to go part-time. I had the job for insurance,
Right.
I told the guy, I'd been in the printing industry, I said, I can't do this. He said, well, you're going to have to cut your hours. We're going to have to take you off a whole different situation back then. I said, well, do what you got to do. I want to wrestle. And I've been there 15 years, I had a passion for wrestling. So, ended up, when it got slow again, I came back. And thankfully, they gave me my job back, which today that probably wouldn't happen. But, things just worked out just right up until, 2006.
Yeah.
Is when I started, winding down. I was getting older. I was 38. And that's when everything came to a halt, because that's when I was told I had cancer and had lymphoma, and I was actually going to get a license for the state of Virginia. A lot of you listening on the wrestlers, and boxers, wrestlers, if you're some kind of a sports athlete, you have to have a license to be able to perform. And each year you have to have a license, and that's because of physical. So, state of Virginia, which thank God they do now, they look back, and the doctor found that, well, I'll tell you, my friend, I had no symptoms or anything. It's just one of those things where he knew what he was looking for. And long story short, that was it in the wrestling career. But would I still be doing it? Probably not. But I think I would probably done another. My wife, I met her in 2004. I found this out in 2006. She's a big fan. And so the few times she saw me wrestle, she just loved it. I wish I could have, been around, or she could have been around earlier to watch some of the good times we had. You remember LAW? Out of Chris Farrell, Border Patrol, and
I was going to ask you about Border Patrol.
Yeah, she got to enjoy that because when I met her at one of the shows in Sanford, North Carolina, and I was Agent Max. And that's right before I found out about the cancer. So I wrestled him for a couple of years, and then we had a good crew, man. We had Otto and Jeff came in when he could, and Hardy and Brad Attitude, and me and Chris and CW and Mike Long, Bud Wright. We had a solid crew.
Yeah, you did with that.
I done something on that. But the money ran out. I mean, like it must have, a lot of times that happens. And we take sponsorships. You got to have people push it. And to have a successful, you can't, no matter how rich you are, yeah, you can try it, but it always helps to have people help you. And it was it was strong. We had a really, really strong crew, and that was some fun too. And that was the last thing I was able to do before I found out about cancer. And then I went through all that in 2006 and 2007. So I was declared cancer free, and then we got married in 2009. And then, long story short, 2012 it came back, and then got well again. In 2016, we had a third bout and a bone marrow transplant, and it was, needless to say, I don't have the energy, and I still, thank God, I'm still alive, literally, to mean that.
Right.
But I don't have the, I just can't do it no more. I did that refereeing for Shane and CW. That was awesome. Henry Dean, Matt Houston from Atlanta Outlaws.
Right.
You know him? Yeah. He had me in, out of the goodness of his heart, he booked me as the referee. He could have got anybody to do it. They said, I knew these were your friends way back. I said, I was there when they both started. And he let me train up Max, and I got to referee him in a show in Thomasville, North Carolina. That was the last spring, so it's been over a year, and that was the last time I was in the ring. But other than stuff like that, and Chris has me, when Well, every so often I'll come in and do this, but then we have the times. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to say. Not that I'll do it, and I'll do what I can. I just can't wrestle.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I can't. I just can't do it no more. It's just like I'm on straight winners in 52 in August. So.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it's there's you talk about the border patrol stuff, and you talk about guys that are doing it well. I don't know how old these guys are, but I know they're older than you. The Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, and Robbie Gibson. How these guys keep doing it, I don't know. But these guys, and to see some of the stuff that Morton pulls off, that I think I saw a clip not too long ago of him doing the Canadian Destroyer. Pretty impressive for a guy that age. Morton is always Morton was one of the guys that got me into watching wrestling. Just watching. He's one of the best sellers in the business. He always looked like they were about to kill him. He was on the verge of death, and then all of a sudden he rallies and it's over. But what was it like? What you got? Any good Ricky Morton stories?
Yeah, I got a great one for you. When I was on the independent circuit, I worked the Russian assassin union. When I worked the Russian assassin deal with the Stallion in Georgia, long after that, I kept the outfit. So I was getting calls, a lot of people being a good Russian. I mean, anybody can do Russian, but if you do it right, people, I was an indie guy. I didn't have a big price. I didn't charge. I just did whatever they paid me. So I wasn't like demanding. But I could do good Russian. I mean, you mentioned Nikita earlier. I was the manager of his gym down in California for 2 years. So me and Nikita were good friends. And I hadn't seen him in years, but when I got sick, he was actually one of the ones that called, and we talked. He prayed for me, and it meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
But the Russian was one of the, we had a skit overseas, and I told you I went on that tour. And it was, even though y'all know that everybody knows that Soviet Union is obsolete, okay?
Right.
But for the wrestling fan, it lives in all of us. Sticker and hammer. And so we went over there in 1999. They've got a tradition since 92. Well, we still ran with it because it was a military base. It got over. They put me with Ricky one night in ice. We wrestled 30. Out of 30 days, we wrestled probably 20 of them. And I hadn't washed that hood in
Oh God!
I hadn't washed it. Yeah, about a week, and we hadn't been wrestling. We didn't have program. I was usually working with Craig Goodman or doing a skit with the general and put him over in a little 1-2-3 schoolboy deal. But this particular night, they broke it up. They said, "We're gonna put you and Ricky." He had no idea. So we had the match all worked out, We tied up. I'm not going to use the language he used, but he said, "All right, brother, tackle drop down, SOB." And he pushed me off. I said, and he was like, blah, 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 barking. He said, "What I saw?" He got out of the ring. He said, "Brother, we got 10 minutes. I'll work with this lady right here in the front row in 9 minutes." And he was just saying, "I'm not getting back in the ring." So I was laughing so hard I couldn't stay in character. he went down the ring. "That person stinks. He needs a new outfit." Blah blah blah. People are laughing about it. Came back in. He stayed outside 5 or 6 minutes. I mean, he just kept on making it funny. And I'm telling him, "Get back in here." I get back in and break the count. We got back in, and he said, next thing I know, "Shoot me off that sickle, boy." That's all he said. So I went for the big sickle. He ducked it and rolled me up. And it was a fun. He still talks about that. Tony Hunter told me that he mixed it the other night in Crestwood. But that hood was rough. If you ever smell a wrestling hood that in Washington about a week, it's rough. And it's been packed in there with other sweaty clothes and stuff. But that was so funny.
Yeah, that.
Down, son of a gun.
Yeah, that.
But you can hear his voice.
Yes, sir. I can hear him saying it now.
Yeah. He told me one time, we had a show one night, he said, "Brother," I said, "how'd the show go?" He said, "You could have threw a hand grenade in the middle of the building and it blew up and wouldn't kill nobody."
Now, he can tell some stories. I love watching his
interviews.
interviews.
There.
Yeah.
He said, "Brother, there was nobody there but parents and friends and family." So we're hanging out in the middle of the building, could have went off and it would have killed us all. So I laugh.
Yeah.
But he's hilarious. So many more in Lynn. And
what about working with George?
Every time he talks, what's George?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, George is still going, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
40-some years. He my best memory of George was that night I met when I went to Nelson School. My first ever TV booking. We had to meet at Charlotte. Gene Ligon was kind of like he was Nelson's right-hand man, if you will. He's the one that made sure everybody was there. And Nelson got a little bit of a draw off about our I mean, that's how it is. They get you booked, you give them a cut or you pay, which I didn't care. I think it was like 30% or whatever. And I'll never forget, we got to the airport. And my first memory of George, because I seen him on TV, he was sitting there waiting for the board to play, and he had on got his Cowboys jacket and his Bible, and he was reading it, and he had a hat on that said, "Drive to be a Christian." And I tell him to this day, I said, that spoke to me, George. I said, that's how I remember you. I said, I wouldn't want you to remember me any other way.
Yeah.
And then, little did I know, 3 years later, I'd be working for it, you know. But we kept our friendship over the years, and we're still cut up a little bit on Facebook. I think I saw where his first daughter one of his daughters getting ready to get married. He's talking about what about give her away. That was his last post yesterday. So what about signed up to give her away? That's just George.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he's been the long-time friend now. I guess that means I met him in '88. That means good land. It's been a long time.
31 years.
31 years.
Yeah.
And I spent every weekend with him for about 2.5 in the '90s, and then when I see him at TVs and stuff, and became good friends with Stallion. And
now, how was Stallion? Because I get a lot of mixed stories about it. How was Stallion?
I will say this. This all works so much because I work 2 or 3 gimmicks a night. He liked me because I do what I was told. He didn't. Now, I will say this. If he could get you, he gets you. That makes me sense. I mean,
right.
I don't know. He almost like a.
Yeah.
If you can see a weakness in you, he'd take it. And I'm not going to mean that bad. He wanted everything to be, good. He wanted everything to be believable. But I mean, if we were, I'm just going to tell you, if we had a situation and we were short, I was thinking 4 people out of the stands say, "Hey, you can referee tonight." I need a mark because they never referee. I'm serious, and they'd say, "Just get in the ring with it, give him a shirt." And the guy will stand there and not know what he's doing. But I mean, rather not have a referee. He's not hooking you. He's good at hooking people. But if he liked you, if he better like me, boy, I kill myself for it.
Yeah, but, you did, like you said, 2 or 3 gimmicks right there. The Black Scorpion, the Russian, and all that for him. He better have liked you.
One night we were in Norfolk. I believe it was Norfolk, and George was with me, and they wanted George to do the Scorpion, and then he said, "Well, where's it?" And I asked him, he said, "Where's the outfit so I can change?" They said, "Just use the one you got." And thankfully, George had it with him. The one we used on PWF. They told him, "Just wear that one; it'll be all right." That was pretty funny because it was a WCW house show.
Oh, okay.
The Black Scorpion could be anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they had so many of them.
Yeah.
You had like 3 or 4 one night, and I can remember one of the Clash of Champions. There was 2. There was at least 2. Anybody could be the Black Scorpion. I've heard so many stories of who was who, and which I always heard who the voice was Ole Anderson that they always play.
Yeah.
But they could put anybody in that Black Scorpion mask.
That was a night when I wrestled Norman Lunatic. Remember Norman? And,
yes, I remember Norman.
Yeah. George used to work with, I guess it was Steve.
Right.
And the Black Scorpion, when he asked about the outfit, he said, "Just wear the one you got." They do all about PWF, I believe me. All because it was really the only independent promotion at the time. The territories were gone.
Yeah,
but they kept running. They were, and they just took a chance, and they were working every weekend, and so you couldn't help but hear about them. You know, Mark Canterbury come out of that group. They trained him. He came up, and they put him in a ring, and he hadn't been wrestling 2 weeks. And next thing I know, one thing led to another. They hired him to Shanghai Pierce as a Texas
Tex Slazenger.
Tex Slazenger. And then he goes up north. That was out of the PWF. He came out of the PWF from day one. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
A lot of other guys came in. We had Ronnie Garb work for us, Wahoo work for us. They'd bring them in and they'd leave and come back and leave. And, but it was really good.
But, you know, PWF back then, you know, like you said, the territories were gone. There was a couple of places that were trying to make it, and with good reason, make it more like a Crockett-based organization with good reason. Because to this day, I would rather watch a Crockett organization, any of the syndicated show, the Worldwide Wrestling, or the WCW Pro. I'd rather watch any of those than what we got today. Just go back and watch it. I could watch it over and over again. But PWF, Smoky Mountain, and then what was it? The North American Wrestling Association. I think that was South Atlantic. And it became South Atlantic, I think. They had that Crockett feel, and that's what. No offense to WWF, because I did watch WWF back then too. But, you know, I always loved the Crockett's. Like you said earlier, you had 3 channels. I had 2 channels that wrestling came up. Believe it or not, people, back then, wrestling wasn't on almost every night of the week. But I had NWA wrestling. I think it was Worldwide Wrestling came on at 12. And then 11:30 that night on WREL, Channel 5, I watched the NWA Pro with Bob Caudle and Johnny Weaver. And you know, it was just classic. I can just hear the intro music, and you know, it was just great. But to get something back to like that, and I think that's why Smoky Mountain and PWF were trying to get that kind of feel. And I preferred that over anything WWF was doing back then.
Well, the thing about it is the business changed so much when Dusty Rhodes, he elaborated on this, when the Superstation came in, the pay-per-view started, and they were making money off pay-per-views that took away from the house shows.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know is Starrcade versus WrestleMania. And the next thing you know is WCW is bought out by WWE. It just slowly was dying. And now people are like, why should I go to the house shows so I can see everything on television?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
there's no story. There's nothing to really. There's nothing spontaneous about it no more.
It's not.
You know, and that's the sad part. The house shows were there to get you. You watch television; they wanted you to watch, and that television show was to hopefully get you to the
house shows.
House shows. Now it's backwards.
It's exactly backwards.
You don't have to leave your couch because everything you buy things on television now. You don't have to go downtown. And then on top of that, they come to 3 places now: Greensboro, Charlotte, and Raleigh. Back then, they run everything from armies to hospitals to civic centers, and it was a big deal. Like you said, it was that small town feel, and I mean, the leaves would explode off of that place at night. Yeah. So I'm thinking, man, if it gets much louder, I mean, there's been shows I've been on, and I thought spaceships would come back. I mean, it was huge. And you mentioned South Atlantic. Did you know I worked for them too?
Yes. Didn't you have some matches with Steamboat there?
I had Matt Steamboat, and then right when they started booking, he made me one of the German Stormtroopers.
Right. I remember. I've done my research on you.
Yeah, Chuck was the original, and then he brought me and Chuck together, and he wanted us to go to Puerto Rico, and I just couldn't do it, man. At the time, I was engaged. I probably wouldn't have went anyway, because you had to shack up with like 6 guys, and it's just the pay wasn't all that great. I mean, yes, that's what it takes to maybe move up, but I just didn't think it was a good move. Chuck Smith wanted to go, and I don't know if he went. I don't think he went, but they wanted us as a tag team. They didn't want one of us. They wanted both of us. Right. So I just told him I couldn't do it. He got upset with me, but I just can't I couldn't do it. I was getting married that November. This was like August.
Oh,
and at
yeah.
the time, I thought, man, I said, my manager in wrestling. I mean, and, you know, hey, hindsight, who knows? But at the time, it just wasn't a good time for me. And some of the stories I've heard from down there could have got killed. But the Germans weren't very popular anyway. You know, but yeah, I was with him for about, I don't know, 8 months, 9 months, something like that. And then we just, you know, here and there worked for different various promotions, but stayed pretty busy. And then I said up until I got sick, I was having a good time and I enjoyed it. But, just really soaking it in, getting to meet. I got the tag with both Road Warriors in my paint because that was cool.
Wow, yeah.
One night, Hawk did shows. So Animal, they told me to put my makeup. I had the Mad Max thing, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Animal said, "Hey, look, brother, you can be a Road Warrior for one night." I said, yes. the next time they put Hawk, Animal did show, and they told me to do the same thing. So that was really cool. I got the tag with both Road Warriors on 2 different nights. That was, and like I said, the paint worked. It was black and red. And when Animal told me that, he said, "You can be a Road Warrior for one night." I said, "Man, I was like, I wish I could record that."
Now, how many people do you think have teamed up with both Road Warriors in paint on different nights? Not many on different nights have done that. I don't.
Right.
Yeah, I would think.
Not many, I would say.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. What was it like working with Steamboat? I mean, I know you had a few matches with him.
He didn't know him from Adam. Didn't know him from Adam until I got in the ring with him that night because we were doing Rita. First time we ever wrestled. He was at one end of the building, I was at the other. We got in the ring, tied up. He said, "Okay, kids, listen to me." I said, "You got it." And everything went sweet. And he did a promo after the match. And he said, "I'll give credit where credit's due. The young kid's good." He said, "If I drop my guard for 3 seconds, I'm the one down." He put me over in the interview, so I'm guessing that made he liked it. So,
evidently.
But we didn't speak one word until we got in the ring. And I didn't say a word, I just listened. He would always call Spot. He called Spot. He said, "You got it?" And if I didn't answer him, he called again. He said, "You got it this time?" And I said, "Yeah." And so we go. And it was like a storybook, man. It was almost like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like clockwork.
Right. I bet it was easy. He just made it so easy.
And we did a couple of times I jumped the gun because I was ready to go. He's like, no, slow down. You can see me in the match. I get kind of stuttered. And it's like I'm taking off before he's ready. He already called Spot. I was ready to go. Of course, that could have been great. I hadn't been wrestling for 3 years when that happened. I was still learning, that was one heck of a night. It was Raleigh too, and I had a lot of people come. And actually, I had a few fans out there. And that was pretty cool. And then Timberland, I wrestled Steve Austin when he was his first TV match in WCW.
That's what I was getting ready to bring up. Was young before Stone Cold, he was stunning Steve Austin with the long ponytail.
With Vivacious Veronica, that was his girlfriend.
That's right.
And, he was stiff, but I mean, he was trying to get a job too.
Yeah, because he had just come up from Texas.
Yep. Funny thing is, I got paid $250 that night. He got paid $500. Who would have thought? Yeah. He made $250 more than me.
Exactly. You could say you made almost as much as Stone Cold.
Yeah, but the rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember watching him. I actually, the first time I saw him was in Richmond at the Richmond Coliseum when he came out. I think he was fighting Bobby Eaton that night. I think he had just won the television title from Bobby Eaton. And just watching him then, thinking about it, and after this whole Stone Cold thing took off, and I was like, wow. I was sitting there watching Stone Cold today, and I never would have thought he turned out to be like the Stone Cold Steve Austin. But he had all the talent. I mean, I was impressed with him, even from what I saw when he was in Texas. But he just got better and better over the years. And it's hard to say. I just think WCW didn't use him right, and I know the whole story with that. But
Yeah.
wow, he really found his niche when he became Stone Cold, though.
You know, we all say, the old timers say the original Stone Cold was, don't you?
Who's that?
Dr. D. David Schultz.
David Schultz, yes. I remember the first time seeing him on TV when he got, who was that guy that called wrestling?
John Stossel.
John Stossel, yes, sir. Yeah, he found out, too.
Yeah. The only difference in him and Steve Austin, Steve's was work, his was a shoot.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But you've wrestled, you wrestled Lex Luger. I mean...
Lex, about 3 different times. We tagged one night, was me and a guy with Luger and Steve tagged. Let's see. Wow, let's see. I had to put over some of Jim Hurt's guys. I wasn't crazy about that, but it's my job.
Right.
Dan Hammer and Ian Hughes and Alan Arneagle and those guys. It was just the way it goes. I mean, they're trying to get them over, and I was working for the company, so.
Yeah, Jim Hurd was a different kind of guy. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories.
He was just, oh my goodness, he was just throwing names out there, and he liked it. They were being sarcastic, like, what do you want us to do? Let's just dig. There you go. Oh, I love it.
I just remember them talking about, there was a tag team idea that came up called the Hunchbacks, and he said, if they've got Hunchbacks, they can never get pinned. And, the guys that were in the booking committee in the meeting were looking at him like, really? This isn't going to work. I remember the ding-dongs, no offense to those guys who wanted the mask, but that was a terrible idea.
Yeah, they think the same way, I'm sure. But you had to do what you're told, and then you had P&Ds. Man, what a. I know they got the idea. C&Ds, P&Ds, but anyway.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Van Hammer was another one too. I was never, even when he was a babyface when he came on scene, I was never a fan of that whole Van Hammer deal.
That dude was like looking at a telephone pole. I was trying my best to be. I mean, he is so green, and you try to make him look good, and he's trying to call the match. He doesn't know what he's doing, and you're trying to get him over, and it was so frustrating to get in there with somebody. I was like, I cannot wait for this finish to go, But then we have, of course, Bobby Eaton. That was a pleasure.
That was my next question. You read my mind right then.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to work with Bobby Eaton? So I can imagine that was just like, that was easy, almost as easy as Steamboat.
Well, that's on YouTube. And he said, what do you want to do? They were trying to get him over to babyface, too. At the time, they were pushing him to work with Flair as a world title.
Right.
92, I think. I said, Bobby, I'm such a fan of yours. I want to do everything you do as a heel. He said, you sure? I said, yep. Toss me on the floor, backdrop you on the floor. Give me the big punch. Give me this, that. I called every spot. He did every one of them.
Wow.
Every one of them. I am dead serious. It was a dream come true. I took the backdrop on the floor. I took the hip toss. And all of the nice best stuff he used to do because I was a big mark. And I told him, I said, I want to do everything you do as a heel. Are you sure? Because he didn't expect me to do that.
Right.
On the floor and all. Not that they had the mats and all, but still, it was stiff bump. But I mean, it was Bobby Eaton. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had Steiners. I had them 3 or 4 different times. They weren't as bad as you think. I mean, they were so strong they could pile you over.
Right.
The Steiner line. Dagan actually helped me with that. He said the way you get what you do, you crowd him. He said go shoulder to shoulder. It won't be that big of a deal. It looks a lot worse than it is. So basically, you're taking a shoulder tackle. His arm comes down. It looks like he takes your head off. And Stein was right. He said, just crowd him.
Right.
And when he throws the clothesline, you can hit his shoulders instead of his fist hitting you in the mouth. So it worked. Then we had rock and roll many times on the indie circuit on TV. And Terry Taylor was at Disco. That was the York Foundation. We had Brian Pillman. That was a pleasure to wrestle him, and he was amazing. And good kid, good guy, and all that.
You know what? I was a big fan. I was a big fan of Brian Pillman when he first came at the Flying Brian thing, and just hated that the motorcycle wreck and that kept him from being the Flying Brian. But he made the loose cannon thing work. But I was just a big fan. Some of the matches he had with Luger early in his WCW days was just incredible.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to work with Arn?
No, never did. Wish I could have. My ultimate dream was wrestle Flair. But I can honestly say, if I'd had a chance between Flair and Andre the Giant, down and look back, I probably would have picked Andre.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Other people got to do that.
I mean, exactly. Did he have much action with you in the ring during that match?
No. He didn't. He did the die. He was getting older, and he already knew he was going to die. But I think his body just wouldn't stop growing. They didn't have the medicine. They didn't have that medicine they got now. But I heard that the thing with Haku, because I heard the only man he feared the business was Haku, so they tagged them together. That's just what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
Right.
But they would have Haku do all the work. Tag Andre, he comes in, grabs you, Haku, he does the kick, the headbutt, drops the elbow, and that was it. And he didn't say a word to me until about 10 minutes before we went out, and I was scared to death. Haku said, me and Haku talked about 4 o'clock. He said, Andre's playing cards. Don't bother him. He's playing cards. I said, okay. So I'm thinking, well, he'll come get me when he's done. You know when he got done? They said, when they start. So he got up. He already had stuff on. He comes to the curtain for the 3rd match. And Haku said, here he is. He says, hey, when I give you input, you don't take a bullet. I said, yes, sir. That's all he said. When he gone, I think the match is going to be easy. I knew that to do. If we had wrestled, it was scared to be dead. We'd have to actually do wrestle, please. Because he was in a few words after the fight was over. He's waiting for me. That big old giant hand grabbed my hand, shook it. He said, thank you.
Wow.
I was thinking to myself, no, thank you, Andre.
Exactly.
You know, that's the only communication we had. And the other cool thing is, that's back when Hogan was Hogan to me. It's hot. Haku did. It's on YouTube. You can't see it. Haku does a kick. He kicks me good. And Andre's back. Andre's holding me, so I couldn't sell it. So the kick was a shoot. I couldn't throw my head back because Andre's chest was there. Boom, I take the bump. Andre does the elbow. My finish was perfect. I come back behind the curtain. Andre's stayed solid. I go back to get my stuff changed on it. Hogan goes around the corner and says, hey, brother, how's that kick, man? I was like, dang, that's Hulk Hogan. You know, I said, it was okay. He said, brother, from back here, like he kicked the S out of me. And he was checking. Hulk Hogan checked on me, dude. I was like,
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So within 3 minutes, I got Andre telling me thanks, and Hulk Hogan checking on me. I'm like, this is like, it can't be real, you know. And everybody's a mark. If you got a mark, you lie to yourself, you know. And keep in mind, I was 23 years old, man, and I was just like, this was the second TV I'd ever done. And usually you're like, wow, when do they promote me, you know? I did the all this cool stuff. And other than that, it was on the indie circuit. I worked with Honky Tonk Man. I worked with Hacksaw Duggan. That was my last in-ring match. I did a Russian that night. And, of course, we were both older. It was easy breezy. And then, Barbarian, of course, we did a Russian Barbarian thing. Oh, wow.
Then what about your second run with WWF, which was WWE? You had some matches with Kurt Angle and Christian.
Sure. Yeah, that match was, well, actually, you know what, the Christian thing was, that was Drew. That was actually, they put my name on TV and everything, but it was actually, remember Brad Anderson and Drake Dawson?
Oh, okay.
Triple X. That was his wrestling. They put my name on his screen. He didn't get the credit. He wrote me today. He says, one time I can do TV and your name's on the screen. But it was Kurt. It was Dirt Match. It was Scotty Kimati. And then, let's see, who else?
I'm looking right now.
Kurt, Scotty. I had a couple more dark matches with me and my partner against BP.
You had
that we did.
Albert and Bill DeMott.
Yeah.
And then
Albert, Bill DeMott.
Sean O'Hare.
Sean O'Hare about killed me. God, the lady was stiff. I swear that. The older I got, the stupider I got. Yeah. And that was philosophy, I think.
And then you had the Ducks, Bo Dupp and Jack Dupp against the Border Patrol.
Yep. And then back earlier than that, I had the Bolsheviks back in the 90s, I mean. And then Bad News Island, Bad News Brown, whatever they called it, and then One Man Gang, Big Boss Man.
Yeah, you were with the Big Boss Man and the King.
I King, African Creed, baby.
Yeah.
And then, WCW with Dustin Rhodes, and then, of course, I told you Bobby Eaton, and then, oh man, I could put my list out and find all kind of names. But
you got a who's list in wrestling back then that you went up against, and I mean, really, you know, to hear these stories, it's just great to hear these stories. Like I said, I could talk to you all night about this stuff, and you brought Lasertron into the conversation. I mean,
yeah,
which
first ever name I was Dr. Noodle. He was the first ever name. I saw his father. I wrestled Stars back in 1988 in Bennington Elementary School High School.
Wow.
So I saw him in Dr. Noodle against the first assassin Chuck Coach. I was Hollywood Chuck, first ever given. So I was Hollywood before Hogan.
Do you? I know you do, but what was your first ever match? What was that?
The first ever actual match it was against me and Mike Howell against Bobby Rose and the Cobra. It was in Morganton, North Carolina. It was 1987. I think it was actually 86. Latter part of 86. I tell everybody my career was from 87 to 2006. But actually, literally, my first ever in-ring match was probably latter part of the year in 1986. Bobby Rose on Concord and the Cobra against me and Mike. We were in the show in Morganton. The headliner that night was Thomas Samoan and a guy named Cowboy Ray Gordon out of Morganton. And it was a regular independent show, but we were first match. We got our clocks cleaned. And we didn't get no offense in. It was like, boom, boom, boom. We had the bar boots, so we get. I'll tell you something else you're going to laugh at. We had trucks. Guess what we did? We went to a store that had aerobic stuff and bought cheerleading briefs, extra large. My first ever match, I was in a pair of black cheerleading briefs, and they just happened to fit. Nobody could tell.
I guarantee you nobody could tell.
Until we got our stuff in, I just started. I didn't know what to do. I borrowed the boots, and I was just happy for the booking. And just like anybody else, do the booking, and people want to know who you are. If you do athletics, and down, hey, I got a promotion. One thing leads to another, and you just start climbing the ladder.
So,
I want to say something. I want to say something while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to say it. Every interview I ever do, I'll say this. It has nothing to do with me. I want to tell you the nicest wrestler I've ever met in my life. Because, I'm going to say this because this man went out of his way. I didn't even ask for it, but he went out of his way to sign a picture for my son, who was a huge fan. And he was only 10 years old. And that's Rey Mysterio Jr.
Wow.
All I did was walk up to one of the TVs, back my second run in WWE. I said, hey, Ray, I just want to say this. My little boy thinks you're the greatest thing. He says, hey, stay right there. He was gone about 3 minutes. Locker room's on the other side of the Coliseum. He comes back with a 8x10 and a marker. He said, what's the little boy's name? I said, Seth. I've got it upstairs right now.
Wow.
Seth. Thanks for your support. Rey Mysterio Jr. I said, man, I'll never forget this. I think he could have said, hey, catch me later.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But he did. He said, he left right in. He said, stay right here, don't move. He left his way. And all I did was say, my son makes sure off.
And that's something you need to hear more about is how nice these guys are. There's a lot of fans out there talk about, well, this guy wouldn't sign this guy wouldn't sign that. But to hear stuff like that's just great to hear.
Yeah. And this guy's a busy man. He's over. He's top guys. He's got stuff to do. But this is like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Everybody's going every which way. They're doing their interviews. They're doing all this stuff. And he could have gotten, I don't know if he had plans. I just going to tell him that and walk off. But I'll never forget it. I'm telling you about it. Obviously, I hadn't forgot it. And that was, I think it was 2003. I think it was up there then, somewhere around that time. But I still got it. My son's 26 now, and I tell him that story today. You remember that you love Rey Mysterio? Yeah. I said, this picture is more than just me getting an autograph.
Exactly.
I didn't ask for it. He went and got it. And he also took time out of 3 minutes out of his life to make sure you got it. See, that spoke to me more than anything.
Just like
it's absolutely yes.
Yeah, just like you said, as busy as he was, to take the time to do that without being asked, that does say a lot about him.
And I got a bunch more. Not one time did anybody say no, but I have had friends that were like, what you be like, are you crazy? And I didn't care what the shape my game. I had my own magazine, Big Show, really good. I kept it by herself, and they look at you like, come on, man. But I got them. I didn't care. I was working for my kids. And they all say Seth. They don't say my name. It was for kids.
That's right.
And
but
even Stone Cold signed one for him.
Wow.
Yeah. He was talking to somebody. I called him for like 3 seconds. I said, I had the bunker open and ready. I said, I'm so like a mark, Steve. My son thinks it's cool when you sign this. Oh, heck yes. What was his name? Steve Austin, number 1. That was the end of it. Thanks, man. He said, no problem. That's when it was hot, too. So, yeah. Anyway, I told him Rey Mysterio story. Like you said, more positive stuff needs to get out. And hopefully,
exactly.
He did that for my kid, 16 years ago, whatever, and I want to just put it over. I mean, I'll never forget it. If I ever see him again, I'm going to think he might think I'm crazy, but I'm going to say, hey, man, you won't do this, but I do. And, anyways, so that's about it.
Yeah, that's something that needs to get out more. In the world of sports, where so many athletes you hear these stories about them getting in trouble and doing this, but you know, because it seems like negativity sells so much these days. But I would rather hear. I'd rather hear the stories of what they do. You know, like a John Cena to Make-A-Wish, how he's working the Make-A-Wish Foundation so much. I'd rather hear those stories than anything negative that's going on any day.
Well, did you hear about the
the what now?
Chinlock for Chuck? Did you ever hear anything about Chinlock for Chuck in 2013?
No. Tell me about that.
After my second bout with cancer, Mike, my friend from college, my brother David, and Shane Helms got together and put on a mega show in my high school. And every single one on the card worked for nothing. And they all gave the money to me because I'd lost my job and I was going through cancer bout. And needless to say, the bills were, I had no idea. And next thing I know, they're like, we're going to do a super show for you. And I actually thought at first, okay, this is going to be good. You know, I might maybe get a couple $1,000 I can put it towards. They raised $15,000. It was everybody. It was, you can go on YouTube, Chinlock for Chuck.
I'll have to look that up.
Hardy Boy. Hardy's, Lodi, CW, Shane, Hurricane, James Storm, Trevor Lee, Joey Matthews, Christian Yule. I can go on and on. It was amazing. Chris Coleman, Cedric Alexander.
Wow.
Steve Carino. I mean, I can go on and on. The girls, it was Rebby Sky and the Hill. That girl, the Hill, it's so good. She's pretty active. Oh, God, I can't remember. But I don't know who it is. She'd be disappointed in me. Oh, come on, Chuck.
She's a heel now?
This one girl that was on the show. But, I'm going to look at it. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. I got time. I got all the time to work. Guys, while we're sitting here waiting for him to find his name, just want to tell you, if you're just joining us late, talking to wrestling legend Chuck Coates, and I mean, if you haven't been listening, go back and listen to this interview. One of the best interviews I've had so far. Just the stories he's told and the guys he's wrestled against. It's like we said, it's a who's who of wrestlers from the 80s and 90s. Anywhere from Andre the Giant, Bobby Eaton, Ricky Morton. I mean, the list goes on and on. But just a great guy to talk to. Mr. Coates is a great guy to talk to. I've really enjoyed this so far.
All right, sorry about that.
That's all right.
It was you can edit this, I hope, so you can.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, this was the card they did for me. China Kid versus Trevor Lee. Bill Brown versus Preston Quinn. Jimmy Cicero and Q-Ball Carmichael versus Pat Cusick. And Christian Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander against Stu Walkers and John Schuyler. Three-way, Rick Congress, Gratitude, Eric Royal. Okay, Casey Carlisle's her name. Jamie Jameson versus Amber O'Neill and Reggie Scott.
Okay.
Lodi Gunner, CW, and Steve Corino versus the Hardys, James Storm, and Hurricane Helms. Sold it out. They 15,000, and to this day, I can't really talk about it without getting choked up.
I'm sure.
How many? I tell people I must have done something right, because for people to care about you, nobody. I tried to give them gas money. Nobody would take a dime, and they're like, "Nope, I'm not going to do it." And,
you have definitely done something right, and in times like that, like the song says, when times like that, you find out who your true friends are. And
you got that right. Shane Helms is probably done more. I mean, I don't know, man. He got all that together. He coordinated all that, and it would never happen without him. And it was Mike and my brother jumping in, helping promote it, selling advertisements and sponsorships, and getting those guys there. Everybody showed up. Nobody no showed. It was the perfect night. Everything went just like as planned, and everybody walked away happy. And people are still talking about it today around the area, and it's been 6 years ago now.
Wow. I'm going to have to look that up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Put the link up on the Facebook page so everybody can see that. Look,
Chuck.
I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I can't tell you how much I have enjoyed this. Like I said before, I could talk about this stuff all night, especially with you. Like you said, if you're not a mark, you're fooling yourself. You're lying to yourself. I am a definite mark. Anytime I can talk wrestling with anybody, especially with the history that you've got here. Anytime I do these interviews and I find out something I didn't know before, it's just a great feeling. And you've told me so many stories. And man, I would we'll have to do this again sometime and talk about some other stuff.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to have you back on. Thank you so much,
sure.
and especially considering you're going what you're going through with this cold right now. I just appreciate it, man. I can't tell you enough how much I thank you for that. And
I've got some memories. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, I will. I definitely want to hear all the memories. It's something I love to hear about. A friend of mine, I'm a big sports nut. I like the music stuff, but a friend of mine told me years ago, you know more useless information than anybody I know. And I'm time for me to put it to use now. And like I said, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you doing this, Mr. Coates.
No problem, brother. Thank you for inviting me, and I'll be looking for it on your page.
Yes, sir. I will tag you in this and let you know.
And one more thing, anybody listen, and other than wrestling, look, I'm a 3-time cancer survivor. So anything you're going through, just listen. Wrestling aside, don't give up. Jimmy Valvano was one of my favorite, all-time favorite people on this earth. And when I was in school there, I never knew in a million years that I would look at him any different than a basketball coach. But now, with the V Foundation and the hope that he gave with his mission and what his dream, and the fact that I'm still here by the grace of God, don't quit. If you're going through cancer, if you're going through something, whatever, maybe your marriage is on the rocks, or maybe you're just got some bad news, lost your job. I mean, whatever it is, don't quit. Don't quit. And all the answers for me, is that blessed book called the Bible, and it really helped me through. So don't quit. People, don't quit. If I just want to leave you with that, don't give up. Don't quit. Like Jimmy Lee said, don't give up. Don't ever give up. And lo and behold, his daughter later on after he died got breast cancer, and she's healed today. And one of the reasons was because of his dream. And we stay in touch on Facebook too, and she's been a huge encouragement to me. And it's just amazing what his life meant. It was so much more than sports and basketball. It was great. That 83 team was amazing, but it went way further than that, even after he's gone. You know, and just don't, the encouragement, people, just don't quit. Just don't give up.
I've interviewed 3 NC State basketball players that had ties that were there when Valvano was there, and, you know, nothing but good things to say about the guy. I actually interviewed, we were talking earlier about who I'd interviewed. Ernie Myers from the 83 team was the one I couldn't think of, but just great stories about him. And no, I'm not a State fan, but I'll tell you this. I was definitely pulling for the Wolfpack. I loved Valvano. I just loved his energy. Oh, yeah. I loved his personality. To see him go from State the way it ended, I was not happy about that. I know you probably weren't either. But you know, and it hasn't been the same as far as the NC State basketball program since he left. I don't know how you feel about that, right. But it has not been the same. But you know, let me tell you, we could talk about that stuff too, the NC State stuff. I remember it like it was yesterday watching the '83 tournament, waking up, going to sleep and waking up, and they were still playing Pepperdine that night. I was like, wow, it's still going on.
I think a minute, some seconds, down 9. Who would have thought?
That was a team. That was the start of March Madness. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. When they did that, that was the start of March Madness. But I'm going to let you go. I hope you feel better. Yeah. You know, I hope you know,
thank you, brother.
And like I said, we'll get you on here again sometime soon, and hopefully I'll get to see you at a Raid show coming up soon.
I hope so, and I look forward to being back up there. You people up that way are so nice to me and generous, and I look forward to coming back soon.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Coates, and you have a great night.
Yeah. You too, bud.
All right, guys. That's Chuck Coates on the final score.
You want to